you've finally woken up. You must be feeling lost and confused right now, unsure of where you are and who I am. Don't worry, I'm here to help you. I need to tell you something that might be hard for you to hear, but it's important that you know. This isn't the first time this has happened. You've woken up with no memory before. Every night, your memory is reset. You cannot remember yesterday or any day before that. After a failed suicide attempt, you went through a lot of stress, and that's why you can't remember things. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. My apologies. My name is Marana. Your mom hired me to look after you, as every night you wake up, oblivious to the world around you. My role is to be a beacon in the early hours, to help you navigate through the confusion. Of course, I am also here to assist you in regaining your memory. By the way, my duty is to provide you with a guide on what to do when I'm not around, and where to find essential items you might need. Here, this is the guide. As you can see, it's a bit worn out since you've used it prior. In case of emergencies, the first aid kit is in your cabinet at the very bottom. You'll instantly recognize it. It looks like a typical first aid kit. Just to be on the safe side, I've sketched a picture of it here in the guide, so you can be sure you found the right box. To get to the kitchen, you will need to leave your room, walk straight down the corridor, then take a left. That's where you'll find the kitchen. If something happens to either of us, dial 911. That's the number for emergency services. Your phone is on the table. The phone is switched on and fully charged. You've always had a knack for figuring out how to use it, so I'm sure you won't have any issues there. What else was there? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, right. If you have to call an ambulance, you'll need to know your address. It's 4 Buttiff Street, Arc City. It might be a bit challenging to remember right now, so I understand. However, everything I have just told you is written down on this note. Please, keep it safe and always have it with you, okay? Great. You're doing very well. Now, to add a little joy to the moment, I've prepared something special for you. I cooked your all-time favorite dish, toast with egg. It's important to fuel your body. After eating, I can give you a tour around your room and help you discover more about your life that's been temporarily forgotten. So don't rush yourself. Eat at your own pace. I'll be here. Well, since you're done with your meal, we have one more thing to do. You'll need to take these pills. They're antidepressants. They've been prescribed by a doctor to keep any panic attacks at bay. Without them, things could become difficult, and I don't want that for you. I don't want to appear as if I'm forcing you to take some strange pills, especially if you are uncomfortable. That is not my intention. While it's a condition for me to be able to show you the room, the decision is completely yours. Just so you know, regardless of your choice, I will still guide you around the room. And I understand if you choose not to take them. Will you take these pills or not? Well, I have to confess, I feel a twinge of disappointment because you see, when we begin to explore your old belongings, you'll likely face a deluge of emotions. And this emotional onslaught, it could simply shatter you, triggering a panic attack and potentially causing you to faint. And moreover, your mother was quite insistent that you take these pills. I wouldn't want to face her wrath if you don't. So, I'm going to ask you one last time. Are you absolutely sure you won't take them? It's odd, really. In the past, you've been more willing to trust me. But now, for some reason, you've decided to reject both my advice and your mother's. I find it deeply saddening because I am responsible for you, and I bear the weight of your actions as well. But I won't impose on your decision. So be it. No pills for now. We'll still inspect your room, though. I made a promise, and I intend to keep it. You will see every nook and cranny of your space. But before we can embark on that journey, you need to get out of bed. I see that it will be difficult for you to get up, and you'll certainly need my assistance. Give me your hand so I can help you rise. I understand that you are curious and have many questions. Let's do a question and answer session before we check out your room. Choose your questions carefully, because I won't answer them a second time. Of course, you can save and revisit these questions, but where's the thrill in that? Trust your initial instinct. That's my advice. So, what do you want to know? Well, I can't tell you straight away, and I can't say I fully understand you in this regard. You have a loving mother, your own room. I believe you should have valued this more. You even had friends and popularity. In some ways, you were fortunate in life. But you weren't lucky, that you liked to suffer, leading you to your illness. However, that's just my opinion. Sorry, you can only come to understand the reasons for your actions by going through your diary. Only then will you better understand yourself. Right now, we are in the question phase, and soon we'll move to the room inspection. And then you will find out everything about yourself. Do you have any other questions? You probably wanted to ask how it all used to end. At the end, you just fall asleep again. So we'll spend the whole day here, and by lunchtime, you'll sleep. When you wake up, you will again remember nothing. But progress is made each time. Your psychiatrist says that it will end soon as you come to terms with your past. Do you have any other questions? Do you mean how to overcome amnesia? To clarify, you have dissociative amnesia, but it's a bit more severe. Dissociative amnesia involves forgetting personal life, events, and biographical formats while retaining general knowledge. This type of amnesia arises from psychological trauma. In your case, the suicide attempt was a severe trauma. Moreover, when you sleep, you can't retain the information from the day. However, I'm not a doctor to tell you how to cure this. I'm only quoting your psychotherapist. The therapist also mentioned that perhaps by coming to terms with the information you recall, you might heal. But obviously, that has not happened yet. Do you have any other questions? You never cease to amaze me. Or you're just mocking me. Sorry. I understand you have amnesia, so I won't get mad at you. Yes, I'm real. Otherwise, how could I have made you a piece of toast with egg? I don't know what else to say in response. Your graceful attempts to ask questions have ended. Now, we need to look around the room. Well, I'll step back now, and you can hover the cursor and click on the items that interest you. I should start by saying that all information I'll share comes from your mother. This is your laptop. You enjoyed listening to audiobooks and playing games. You also use the laptop for your studies. You even made friends online to play games with. This laptop is like an extension of you. You practically spent all your time on it. As soon as you left school, you initially spent a lot of time on your laptop. Apparently, you were attempting to isolate yourself from reality and its consequences. But soon after, you grew tired of it and stopped playing video games. I'm not sure if it was a good or bad decision, but it definitely changed your life a bit. By the way, you can look into your laptop and see what's there. Want to check? You can continue looking around the room. This is a poster of a rock band you liked as a child. You know, you used to buy these posters and stick them up, but later on you thought it was a bad decision. At least this poster still hangs here, reminding you of your childhood and how you were a huge fan of this band. I think removing the poster is not a good idea. It would take off the wallpaper as well, ruining the look of your apartment. You can continue looking around the room. This is the coziest place on the planet. Oh God, if it were up to me, I would sleep in bed all my life. I know it's not much different from death, but I love dreaming, so death is not an option. Though who knows? Maybe we really do dream after we die. Think about it. But let's not talk about me, right? It's about you. This is the bed you sleep in. Usually, you just lie there and stare at the ceiling. As a child, it seemed you had fun glow-in-the-dark stickers that you would gaze at for a long time when you couldn't sleep. This is the plant your mom gave you for your birthday. Surprising it's still alive after so long. Just kidding. It's really because you've always taken such good care of it. Good job. Lately, with your health troubles, it's your mom who's been looking after it mostly. Another poster, but this one you bought when you were a bit older. You were a fan of anime, it seems? But since you were a child, you mostly watched romance. I understand you. I was the same. Only later do you realize that such things don't happen in real life. Or do they? Maybe it just hasn't happened to you yet. Don't lose hope. Anything can happen in the future, right? But that's not really important. Later, you regretted buying the poster, but you can't take it down because it would ruin the wallpapers. This is your diary, the most important thing you have, and reading it might take some time. But since you've clicked on it, you definitely need to read it. I won't disturb you during this time. Read at your own pace. If you want to share your emotions after reading, I'll be glad to listen. Oh my god, how can someone be so stupid? Just can't anymore. Where is your intelligence? How can someone be like that? Haven't you tried thinking? I am not real, and even a fool would understand that, right? Even someone who hit their head 100 times could figure that out. But the nonsense in the diary that you made up, do you really believe all that? I understand it's a very sad story, but even this sad story is made up by you. Why invent such a tragic story for yourself? For a friend and a boyfriend? You hate the truth, don't you? Well, think about it again. Truth is, you never had any friends. You didn't have a Rhea or a boyfriend either. You made them up, just like you made me up. Practically everything you wrote in the diary is not true, but fiction. Think about it again. You write in your diary about how your boyfriend and your friend ignored the fact that you suddenly disappeared. What nonsense is that? Think if you really had friends and a boyfriend, they wouldn't know where you live? That sounds illogical. Very illogical. Damn it, illogical. Do you really think they wouldn't visit you if you suddenly disappeared? Something like, oh, my best friend disappeared without telling me anything, and I'll just do absolutely nothing. Or, yes, I love her, but she disappeared and I'll just accept it. That sounds stupid. Don't tell me you actually believe they would continue their lives with your disappearance. Even considering that you're in school and you are practically children who can't do anything in this situation, your friends or your boyfriend wouldn't abandon you. They would try to find you. Something might have happened to you. Do you understand what I mean? But unfortunately, all of this is just your imagination. No one is going to look for you. In reality, you're just a lonely girl with schizophrenia and a bunch of psychological disorders who doesn't leave her home. You've had this illness since childhood. You didn't go to kindergarten or school because of it. And your mom kept you at home. You hardly saw the sunlight in your life. Not that it's her fault. She was scared to let you out among people because you always acted strangely and other children always laughed at you and bullied you. Your father left your family not because of some student he found, but because of you, and you know it. It's all because of you. You've gotten too caught up in your own play. I'm tired of being in it. I'm leaving. Stay by yourself and enjoy the solitude, since you love to suffer, right?
you so afraid, darling? Can't even turn your head. Am I that terrifying to you? You are insulting me with this kind of behavior. If you don't turn around in 10 seconds, I will kill you. I am counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good girl. I thought that you were really stupid, but I see some progress. Oh, well, well. Who do I see? A little girl, lost in her own mind. Did you get lost, dear? It must have been very scary to see what you saw. I understand you like no one else. It's okay. Sooner or later, this was bound to happen. What you see is your mother, or rather, what's left of her. Ah, yes. Who did this to her, you ask, right? You did. You did this. Well, you just said something quite obvious. Indeed, I'm not real. But to you, I am real. I'm your consciousness that has taken this form. Believe it or not, I don't need your trust. It's worthless. You're a sick person who should kill yourself. It's all your fault. Your fault that your mother has been decomposing for a week under her bed. If it weren't for you, she would be alive. And you, a criminal who deserves nothing but jail. But personally, I think it's better to kill yourself than to live a life like yours. Don't you think? Ah, wait. Your look. I know what it says. You don't just disbelieve me. You want to see evidence. Well, you could have said so straight away. I will gladly show and tell you everything in detail. In the smallest details. It was a regular evening, and you had a fight with your mom. You had been arguing quite a bit lately, mostly about trivial things, and it no longer surprised you. But at some point, your mom began to lose her mind with anger towards you. She got so angry, she started hurling terrible insults at you. She kept repeating one word. Wretch. Perhaps she said more. But all you could hear was the echoing word. Wretch. Let's talk more about how exactly you killed her. You don't remember? No? Look, do you see the broken vase on the floor? With that vase still filled with flowers, you tried to kill her as she turned toward the window. Honestly, you hesitated at first. But after grabbing the huge vase and hearing her insult you, you seemed to get a taste for it. I was telling you to do it at that moment. You know, it had a bit of courage, since you were always too timid to take bold actions. And at one point, after mustering a great deal of courage, you took a last breath before... boom! Your mom had no opportunity to grasp what happened. But you missed when you threw the vase. Like I said, you're not good at this. But wait, what happened next? Your mom looked at you, not fully comprehending what you just did. Scared, you ran to the kitchen. Or maybe you wanted to run away from home. I'm not sure. Your mom chased after you, not understanding what was happening. You're in the kitchen. Your mom's in the kitchen. But there's a difference. You're standing next to a branded, huge, sharpened knife, which you take in your hand. And you point it at your mother. Your mother, naturally, is in total shock. She She tells you, don't do anything stupid. With a trembling, frightened voice, you, like a complete rag, start to cry. That's very much your style. But then you even surprised me. Suddenly, your expression turned hateful, and you stopped crying. Before that, your mom tried to say something, to apologize, but you didn't hear those words. Everything was like in a fog. And what do you think happened next? I think you know and suspect what happened next. You plunge that huge knife into your mother's heart with momentum. Blood under pressure from the heart can enter the bronchi and trachea, causing blood to be coughed up. This can occur if the injury creates a passage between the heart cavity and the large vessels of the bronchi. I'm mentioning this because after a few seconds of shock, your mother began to cough up blood and begged you for help. But you just watched it all happen, emotionless. Moreover, as she pleaded with you to help, to come to your senses, you made it even worse. You began to finish her off with the knife, with fierce hatred. I counted 28 stab wounds. And you laughed. You laughed very hard. With difficulty, you dragged her body to a room. Later, you washed the blood off the floor as if nothing had happened. You propped a rag against the door to stop the smell of the corpse from spreading, closed it, and never entered again. You're probably in shock, aren't you?
Hey, are you there? Wake up. Do you really think that sleep will solve all your problems? Sleep only helps to escape reality for a while, unfortunately. You're probably thinking that it would be better to not wake up at all. You might be surprised, but I think so too. Because I suffer from the fact that you're alive. I wish I could be free. Forget it. You can't help me anyway. I know you can't help yourself either. I thought there were no situations in life without a way out. But your situation, there is a way out. Honestly, but keep losing your mind more and more. And soon, you won't be able to distinguish imagination from reality. I feel like I should help you, even though you want to see me as a monster. It may seem untrue, but in the deepest corner of your soul, you wanted to be scared at that time. You wanted adrenaline? I don't know. In any case, monsters won't bother you anymore. And I'm sorry for yelling at you earlier. I don't know what came over me. I didn't mean to. I just wanted to help. We're alone now. I know what you've been through, and you must have many questions, like whose corpse is lying in the room. I'll tell you right away, I don't know. I'm just your imagination, and I can't distinguish reality from your imagination. You must be feeling terrible right now. Let's go outside instead. Fresh air will help clear your mind. It's night now, and the sky is likely to be especially beautiful. You've hardly ever gone outside before because of your illness. How do you like the idea? Let's take a walk. What a beautiful sky. It feels like the stars are trying to talk to us. They twinkle so fast, as if they're sending a signal. Or is it aliens? Just kidding, just kidding. And the night air smells so wonderful, combined with this slight chill. Don't you agree with me? Strange, but I understand you. After what you've been through, you clearly don't trust me. To be honest, we didn't just come outside to enjoy the weather. We need to talk about you, about your dreams, regrets, and thoughts. It's very sad for me to say this, but the end is known. And I think you understand what I mean. I'm selfish, trying to sweet-talk you when I myself want to break free from the shackles. But I think you also believe this is the way out, right? Thank you for being honest with me. I appreciate it. It's strange. I wanted to talk to you, but I don't know how to start the conversation. I guess I'm too anxious. I just feel sorry for you, and I don't know how to help you. There's nothing in the world that would help you, and I know how lonely you feel. You're not alone. You have me after all. You always talk to me when you wanted to get something off your chest. You're a kind person who wouldn't hurt a fly, and I know you have no one to talk to. Even your mother, she was always too busy to talk to you. Video games will never fill the void inside you, and I understand how much your existence in the world torments you. Sometimes you feel it would have been better if you were never born. Even in the event of your death, there's no one who would cry for you, right? That's the most saddening part. Usually it's only family and close ones who hold you back from the edge. But you have no one. I wish I could take your hand, the younger version of you, and lead you away from these problems. That version of you that still doesn't quite understand what makes them different from others. To make you a healthy child. Imagine your life if that were true. You would have a friend, a boyfriend, a loving mother, and a very bright future. It's what you always wanted more than anything in life. Though these are simple things, aren't they? People on the internet, they don't quite fill the void you have inside. Some just disappear without a trace. They delete their account forever, or they just remove you from friends. They start ignoring you as if you were never friends. They all leave. Absolutely everyone. No one will stay with you, and no one will truly worry about you. Though you, if I remember correctly, really cared for them. Sometimes it seems that all people are cruel by nature. They will betray you at the right moment to make it even more painful for you. Io was such an example for you. That's her nickname online. Because of your amnesia, you probably don't remember her. Perhaps it's for the best, but I still need to tell you, because I want you to have a better understanding of yourself. When you were a teenager, you actually had many friends online with whom you often spoke. And since you were children, you shared everything that happened in your life. You became friends with Io shortly before your 13th birthday. You became practically best friends, and you knew about Io's problems in life. Everyone had problems, and you worried about Io, and even cried when she was hurt, always trying to support her. When she was at the toughest moment of life and death, you saved her. But could she do the same for you? Obviously, she didn't do that for you. She just deleted her account at some point when you wrote to her about your problems. Since you knew her by heart, you easily found her new account. She added all the friends from the previous page there. All except you. And she shared photos where she enjoys life. I can't imagine what you felt looking at this. Sometimes, you even thought about writing to her. Ask what's wrong. Maybe there was a mistake. After all, you wanted to be friends with her. Even if she didn't want to support you, you still wanted to communicate with her, even without her support. That's how lonely you were. I think this has greatly affected you. You still, after years, follow her social networks, where she is happy. And it seems she's already achieved everything in life. I don't know if you're happy for her, or sad, or hate her. What do you feel for her? I understand you in some way, but it's a strange answer from you. Have you changed? Before you felt either sadness or joy, and now, out of everything, you chose hatred. Though maybe it's emotions. I understand. I don't know. You're asking an imaginary friend what's real and what's fiction. Are you really okay? Besides, I already told you I don't know. Well, then you're not sure. Forget about it for now. If there really is a person there, you can't save them anyway. Enjoy the last few minutes of freedom before you get put in jail. Don't make me laugh. Many want it, but only a few achieve it. For the better? That's a subjective concept. Good and evil are subjective. Even so, everyone has different standards. What seems for the better to you might seem for the worse to many. You understand what I mean? Not at all. Every person is different. What can you do? Someone engages in charity, and for them, it's good. While someone else kills people and considers it charity, as it frees people from a terrible life. Me? Well, you came up with quite the question. How can I handle it? I'm not so thoroughly thought out as a personality. Whatever you come up with, that's what I will be. Are you kidding? Can you imagine me in that doctor's attire? That's too funny. Thanks for the compliment, but because you still can't decide who I am for you, you don't know yourself. How can you create a constant personality for me? To distinguish, you need to think. Assume something. Think critically. What could really happen and what sounds illogical and unrealistic? Only in the end will you find out what's true and what's not. So, just believe what you believe. No, it shouldn't. You're liberating both yourself and me. You're doing a good thing. We can't talk like this forever. We'll run out of topics before an hour passes. Okay, let's go home now. What happened? Why did you stop? What are you thinking about? Why? A sensible decision. Thank you. For freeing me. For no longer having to be obligated to you. You're welcome. You imagined me to behave this way, didn't you? Apparently, you desperately wanted support and learned to control your hallucinations. Are you scared? No. How can everything be good for you? You will never cure your schizophrenia no matter how much you want it. Even if theoretically possible, you would still have mental disorders that would still serve as a catalyst for suicide. Or am I saying something wrong? It's hard for me to say goodbye to you. I think we could always be together. Have fun, cook different dishes together, and admire the sky. I will miss you.